Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I have a real treat today. It is Labor Day, and I'm not sure when you'll see this video, but today it is Labor Day, and I decided that this would be a great time to get out a couple of the guns in my collection that I've never shot before. I just shot my Savage Mark II for the first time. That's just a 22 bolt action rifle. Nothing real fancy there, but today in this video we're going to show off my Glock P80. Now, if you don't know what the Glock P80 is, it is or was a special limited run of pistols. They may or may not come back out with these at some point, but it is basically like a throwback pistol to be like a first, a first generation Glock 17. Essentially what it is. I guess the P80 was the original designation for the Austrian military whenever they first were, whenever the Austrian military first started using these pistols. I think that was the designation that Glock gave them, but then they eventually became the Glock 17. But anyway, it's essentially look-alike first gen Glock 17. Internally it's basically just a third gen, I think, and there's a few other differences that aren't exact to the original, but it's the average person's not going to know. It's like a true gun collector is really going to know. So anyway, it comes in the original Tupperware style case, which is cool. Glocks haven't come in these in a long time. So you open it up, and these mags are loaded. There's not one in the chamber, but they are loaded. And as you can see, it came with 2 mags, a mag loader, and the little cleaning brush and cleaning rod down here. So basically how it would have came back in the 80s, and I guess even the 90s. I think Glocks had these types of cases all the way through the 90s. I'm not a huge, I don't know a whole lot about Glocks, but I was really excited when they came out with this, and I just had to have one. This is one of those few like special guns that I actually have in my collection that were a special run. So I decided I was going to get one. So I haven't shot it before. I mean, I guess I've had this gun for about 5 years at this point, and I haven't shot it. I don't know why, I just haven't. So today is the day I'm going to put some rounds through it. In fact, I have 4 mags. I got the 2 that came with it, and I have 2 additional mags that we're going to put through it today. So let's get started. Alright, so we're shooting at 3 steel targets. I think they're about 8 inches in diameter. They're just a standard 8-inch circle is what they are. So we'll see if I can actually hit one. It's been a while since I've shot a Glock or any other striker fire pistol, so if I suck today, that is my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Great. Well, not too bad since I figured out where to shoot, or where to aim, but I sent one of my targets flying off of the hanger into the poison ivy below, so I guess it's a good thing I'm not allergic to poison ivy, but I'd rather not be sticking my hand in it, if you know what I mean. Alright, I was able to get my target back without touching the poison ivy, so let's see how the second mag goes. Honestly, first mag, it's a really soft shooting pistol. I mean, I don't think I've ever shot a Glock 17 or any other full-size Glock for that matter, other than a 22, which shoots a 40 cal, which I also have here. Not a bad shooting pistol. The only thing is the lack of really good texture, but that's the way the first gens were. So I think it is shooting low, and I think I'm just really bad at compensating for the having to aim low, or I guess it's shooting high is what I am meaning to say. You have to aim low for it to hit. So I'm not very good at compensating, and I don't even know how far high it's actually shooting. But, oh, these other two mags are actually Magpul P-mags, so they're not Glock mags, but they should function just the same as a Glock mag, but we'll see because I've never tested these mags out. That was a fail. All in all, not too bad. Really fun gun to shoot. I got a little carried away and actually pulled the trigger a little too fast at one point and actually pulled the rod out of the target holder, but you know, I didn't lose my targets, and eventually at the end there I got a hang of where to aim, and I actually shot, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 in a row. That's pretty good for somebody who hasn't shot this style. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I haven't shot at all in quite a while. But definitely haven't shot, well, I've never shot a 9mm Glock. I think it's been a while since I've shot a Glock, period. But yeah, I'd really like to get some red or orange or yellow paint, something a little more high vis on there. I might have a little bit of red paint in the barn I could put on there for next time. Make them a little more high vis, a little easier to see, especially for the camera. But yeah, that is the Glock P80. No issues. Obviously, it's a Glock, so you don't really have any reliability issues with a Glock, for the most part anyway. These, those are a little bit dirty now, but these Magpul PMags function just fine. I know Mechgar just came out with a magazine for the Glock, so I don't know, might give those a try. At least get a couple of them anyway. But you know, and I do have a couple of the Glock mags as well. But anyway, that is the Glock P80, which is basically a first gen Glock, at least as far as the looks go and the grip and everything. Other than that, it's basically like a third gen Glock to look like a first gen Glock. But really nice pistol. I'm glad I bought one, and I got a pretty decent deal on it if I remember right, because a lot of people were, a lot of gun stores were selling these at a premium price. But my gun store that I always go to, they never rip you off. At least I've never seen them rip you off as far as new guns go. Used guns, it's really just a matter of you know, the owner, and well, they sell a lot of consignment guns. But anyway, you know, that gun store, they never really ripped me off or anything. So I was glad that they were able to get me one. And yeah, that is the Glock P80.
Hey, before I go, I just thought I'd remind everybody that I do have a second channel called Redneck Off the Range. Over there, I post most of my non-gun related content, so whether it's a video on my new tractor, my power tools, my projects that I'm working on, maybe wild game recipes, or just a random vlog, I post all of this kind of content over on my secondary channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out, Redneck Off the Range. But that's all for this video, so subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.